The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Coming up, let's close out another great week of football with a Sunday night primetime matchup.
Playoff football has come to the west coast of Florida, and we're at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Coming up, a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a potential classic in store, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Their own 26-yard line.
Ready. Blue 32. Blue check. Bang.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go now. Left, red, cycle. Ready.
Love looking to throw it. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. He'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly. Makes it 3rd and 4. Love wants to shift things around.
Ready?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Goes to the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Caught left side by Mechie. Well, that That's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. Pass for 20. 5. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Tank Bigsby, 41 yards. And the Rams have struck first in this NFC title game. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Buccaneers, nothing. Set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll run here with a rookie. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
Again, they run with Campbell. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
At the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a 2nd and 10.
What is up? Vegas, Vegas! Touchdown, 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 touchdown!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That ball caught by Campbell. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
What is on?
Again, running left is Campbell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
He's got exactly what you're looking for. The ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
What is up?
Looking to throw is Williams. Now he's going to step up and run. And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Sam Laporta 21 yards away. And the Bucs are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now Love. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
To throw now. Here's Love. That's complete downfield to Okonkwo. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
A 28-yard gain. First down, Rams.
Here we go, set. Yellow, 22.
Going back to Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Buccaneers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the gun, here's Williams. That one let go deep from Laporta. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Play action. Now Williams. He'll try and do this himself. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
This one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That play looked off right from the beginning because I think he hurt himself a little bit. And he ended up making the throw short of the back on the screen attempt. It falls incomplete.
Ready, ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
60 red. Watch it. 6. Green jack. Ready.
Throwing. Love. And that is incomplete. And the other day they told us when we got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Ready. 32. Mega.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
First down, Los Angeles.
Here's Love. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Again, it's Love. He's got it to Williams. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 36. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. From the gun, Bigsby. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? To pass, here's Jordan Love. A quick throw there is incomplete.
He's thrown 1 interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. but it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
45, white.
Love. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And the Bucs will take over possession here up at the 44.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. To throw, it's Williams. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Jalen Thompson picks it. And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 33. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something which is wrong with the ball or the wind or something is funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And a nice call and really good execution there, because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on him. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They sent him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
Ready?
Love now. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Come on, set. 50, green, ready.
To throw again on second down. Love. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Ready. Slide blue, yellow, put red, cycle, blue, strike.
To the air again, Love. Got his man, it's Williams. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Fight, 60. Red, yellow. Claws red.
Love to throw for it on 4th. He's got his target. That's complete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Rams.
Here we go. Set.
And they run the toss to Bigsby. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Take Bigsby with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams have taken the lead. So 2 touchdowns for him on the ground in this first half, and that one a thing of beauty.
And just like his last touchdown run, we saw him be patient. How about his vision where he's able to identify where the opening was? And then how about the escort right down the field all the way to the end zone from his blockers?
Playing
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up second down. A few moving pieces on that play, because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Vegas! Let it go!
To throw, Williams. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
It's a 10-yard loss.
The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing is Williams. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Rams are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And Bigsby once more. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 104 yards rushing for him now on the ball game as he goes over the century mark with the AFC title on the line.
Ready. Red 38. Green down. Eagle blue. Ready.
Now a handoff to Bigsby. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Down. Catch 43 red. Red, yellow. Blue striker.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nacua in the final seconds of the first half. And the Rams would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7.
Buccaneers 7. Ryan Fitzgerald set to kick off.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Williams looking to do it himself. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Ryan Fitzgerald set to kick off.
The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they have work to do in this second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic, and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
To the air, Williams. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They go up the middle with Campbell. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Williams. He's got Harrison left side complete. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Working out of the gun, Williams. Over the middle, that's caught by Schwartz. 2nd down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 18-yard line.
Goes to Laporta, right side. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down.
Gain of 4 yards. That's another Buccaneers.
Williams going to look to throw again. Open man, that's Campbell. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
It's a pickup of 3.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it's second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And the Bucs are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Looking to throw is Williams. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
They'll run. It's Campbell. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Buccaneers are back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Black Ultra. Ready.
To throw now. Here's Love. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack.
Jordan Love sacked. 12 yards. It's second down.
Watch out now. 50 series. Hut.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Black school. Black. 95. Series. Yellow. Ready?
Now Love. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Pulled in at the 24. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit? I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
We're in the third quarter of the NFC title game. This is 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Williams. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
13 yards on the play. Complete to Sam Laporta.
They'll run up the middle with Campbell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up
From the gun, here's Williams. That's complete to Laporta. So the completion good for 7 there. And 3rd and 1 now.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Looking to throw. Williams gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They'll go. Here's Williams. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
To the air once more, Williams. Inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Give him 32 on the play.
Buccaneers, first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
One quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
They'll give to the big man, Campbell. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Anthony Schwartz from 3 yards out. And the Bucs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. These fans on pins and needles. A Super Bowl berth on the line, tied in the 4th quarter as the kick is away.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
On the double.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And this one likely on the short list for Game of the Year candidates. And boy, did it come in a good one here in the playoffs. All tied in the 4th with a berth to the Super Bowl on the line. Buckle up, everybody. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Love looking to throw it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to wind up getting this all the way down to the Buccaneers' 14-yard line. Boy, 179 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And when you draw up a draw play, you want to draw it up like that, right?
Sometimes it takes some fortitude to call that play, because if it doesn't work, it's a lot of angry people waiting in the hole for the runner. In this case, it broke free, a big gain.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
45, White.
Another run by Bigsby. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Ready.
Super Bowl aspirations on the line. A critical one here. It's 3rd down.
Green Jack.
Love. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. This is 1st and 10. To throw from his end zone, Williams. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Vegas, Vegas! Punch scores! Punch scores! Yes, yes! Yes, yes!
Williams now to throw from his end zone. And he'll get nothing out of that one. What do you think? Play this safe? Just worry about getting to OT?
Yeah, don't make any risky throws. It's going to change the outcome. But if anyone slips, take the big shot.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10.
Vegas, Vegas! Punch scores! Punch scores! Punch scores! Punch scores!
To throw from his end zone, Williams. That's in the hands of Marshall. And he is out up around the 15-yard line.
Yards on the play.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. To throw once more, here's Williams. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schwartz.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
At the 19-yard line.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. To throw, it's Williams. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall.
Well, that answers the question in my head. They're going to go for the win right now.
I think you're absolutely right. They're not content with going to OT. Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Throwing again here, Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Well, this offense still has the 1 timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. To throw, Williams. Now he's going to step up and run. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
Here's 1st and 10.
Ready. Red, 38.
Here's Bigsby. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. forced to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This for a trip to the Super Bowl. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and that changes everything here in OT. Well, 4 quarters couldn't settle things. It's going to take overtime to figure out who wins the George Halas Trophy and punches their ticket to the Super Bowl. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it after the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball,
and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Bucs are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. That is just a gigantic interception here in overtime of this playoff game. And now, Charles, all they need is 3 to win it.
That's exactly right, because now one possession, one field goal gets it done. They force a lot of big turnovers in the regular season, Brandon, but none come bigger than that one right there here in the playoffs. They got a chance to put this one away.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Throwing is Williams. Rifling one complete into the hands of Marshall. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
All they need is a field goal. Any kind of score here on this second drive would be a game winner. It's 1st and 10. To the air, Williams. Catch made here by Campbell. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Well, partner, recent conference championship games that have been needed to decide who goes to the Super Bowl. What do you got?
Well, if we go back to 2015, how about Green Bay at Seattle? And it looks like Green Bay's got this thing. Russell Wilson to Jermaine Kearse, that gets it done. And then go back to 2010. We think Brett Favre with the Vikings has the destiny, but they're at New Orleans. It's the Saints. And they get it done. And in overtime, go on to the Super Bowl. They won that one. They beat the Colts, correct?
A couple of the more memorable ones for sure. Williams looking to do it himself. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
On the handoff, here's Campbell. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. You know, Charles, just thinking about it, plenty of recent conference championship games have needed OT to decide who goes to the Super Bowl.
And we go back a little ways, can't we? Go back 2012. Giants in San Francisco. That was an overtime game. The Giants ended up going on to the Super Bowl. How about the one where the Giants went to Green Bay, Lambeau, and beat the magic of that stadium in that freezing, bitterly cold game and got it done there.
Yeah, it was 2008. It was absolutely freezing, and they went on to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl that year. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Here's Williams. He'll try and do this himself. Open man, here's Schwartz, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. And they're not going to let him get this one off. We have a whistle and a timeout as they'll try to put him on ice a bit. And they still have 2 timeouts left. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. And the kick is good. He got it. And with that, they are off to the Super Bowl. The Buccaneers are on their way to the Super Bowl. Thank you all so much for watching, and good night. And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.